Pico Union District of Los Angeles, California comes hip-hop artist and poet Emsee Prospekt. Fresh off the release of his new album, Mind Ovr Matter Part 2, produced entirely by AFRO, Emsee Prospekt returns to the Cristopolis Show with the highly anticipated follow-up to his Mind Ovr Matter series, continuing his run as one of the West Coast's most respected up-and-coming artists. Rapping in both English and Spanish, Emsee Prospekt has built an impressive catalog that includes standout records such as State of Emergency, The Good, the Bad, and the Cycle, Three Kings, and many more. He's become known for his thought-provoking lyricism, intricate rhyme patterns, and signature Gatling gun flow. Tune in as we dive deep into the making of his new album, Mind Ovr Matter Part 2, his continuing work with the legendary AFRO, and what he's got coming next on the Cristopolis Show number 287. From Los Angeles, California, comes MC and poet Emsee Prospekt. He just released a new album, Mind Ovr Matter Part 2, completely produced by AFRO. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about his new album, plus everything else he's got coming up. Let's bring him in. Peace, 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 my brother.
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
I can hear you really good, yeah.
How we doing, bro?
Oh, man, what an honor to have you back. Mind Ovr Matter Part 2, back with the incredible multi-talented AFRO on production. And I know you got a lot more coming, right? So I want to make sure we unpack the new album, but then you can share because you're cooking. You know what I'm saying? I know you got like a lot of different projects in the work. It's good to see you, my brother.
Same here, bro. Sorry, bro. I'm in the middle of moving. This whole week has just been a hustle. All of the above, bro. So it's been a bit intense, bro. Releasing this project July 18th was just a blessing, bro. Just having the support that I did from, coming from childhood people to new fans, people I met, through social media.
Yeah.
And like random people that just supported throughout, like with, starting with 1 a.m. I got a lot of people that love that, and it's been a blessing. This whole journey is just crazy.
Yeah. When you released Mind Ovr Matter, like the first album, it was released kind of like a part one, right? And then here's part two. Can you take us behind the thinking behind when you and AFRO connected and you rolled out the first album, you knew the second one was coming?
Yeah, we had spoke of it, AFRO and I, for the part one, Mind Ovr Matter. It was a very close relationship from, meeting him at a Black Book and Rhymes show. He was outside by himself, and I'm just pulling up, getting out of lunch from work, and I just said, fuck it, I'm going to go. I'm going to take a extra lunch, extend it, and, just go see AFRO. Because I've been a follower since, day one. And, we met, everything went swell. He gave me his contact. So that was the beginning of Mind Ovr Matter Part 1. And, just creating it, going over to his place and just recording, being very personal with him, getting to know him as well, even deeper. We decided to build a part 2 just because of the way it started and the way the concept sprouted, because it was a very difficult time. So, Mind Ovr Matter came just on the theme itself is Mind Ovr Matter. It's something that I had to learn. Just through losing my pops, losing my brother, who were, big supporters, especially my brother, who was just also a father figure, supported me with my music when I was, at times about to quit or, just very harsh on myself. Because I'm an artist critic, I seem to be a perfectionist. I love structures. I love patterns. I love all kinds of stuff that you can do with words. So I'm very harsh on myself, very critical, but, that's where it started. I had to learn how to, mind over matter, bro.
Yeah, I can see that that's probably one of the reasons why you really enjoyed working with AFRO, because he's so intricate and you also have that Gatling gun flow that he has. He's known for that also. So it's kind of like you could see somebody who had that skill set and that style and be like, okay, this is how I can actually learn and kind of like it's like steel sharpens steel. You know what I'm saying? It's like he forced you to challenge yourself.
What's crazy? The universe works in mysterious ways. I always talk about this, bro. Steel, straightening steel. So we have, I'm becoming part of a group, I'm gonna give it like a little sneak peek now, like a Wu-Tang Clan type of group. And iron sharpens iron, and that's exactly what my last song was. I'm working on song number 2. And I'm not gonna say any details or whatever, but it's a surprise for the whole hip hop crowd. with a lot of strong MCs. It's gonna be an army, bro. And I finished working on the second song, and that's what I say. Iron Sharp Diamond, baby. Let's get it.
That's
So,
dope. The well, you've got like like posse cuts on Mind Over Matter Part Two. Some heavyweights, right? Cats like REKS and out of Boston and 60 East, right from the inland. But then you also got what I'm saying, like a lot of the I don't know what you would call them, right? The Fro Thizzle, right? The Fro Thizzle mob. You know what I'm saying, right? A lot
yeah.
of the studio um kind of like label mates, right?
Yeah, a lot of our Afro familiar, what I like to label it is a lot of the features, collaboration albums that he's done, because Afro is just going crazy bananas in the hip hop scene. He's helping
Yeah.
a lot of MCs, like Falcon, like Golden Buddha. Shout out to them. Falcon was also in my project and Mind Ovr Matter Part Two. Shout out to him. He's on vacation, but um, for the most part, man, we've had heavy hitters like REKS, of course, a legend in hip hop. We have Gifted Youngster, who's very gifted, and he's
Yeah.
from Seattle, Washington. We have Mr. Seuss Mays, who's of course playing with Tech Nine, and they work together close. And he's
Wow.
one of the hip hop artists for me that has my attention, and he's just like going crazy, like all board, like he's a chopper. He does a little bit of everything. So I wanted to gather up these MCs and put them in one song called Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wanted to do as a very special project in itself, separated from, it's part of Mind Over Matter Part 2, but it's also something that I wanted to do to myself and challenge myself to kind of like bring out some sort of like special powers, let's just say, see what I could test myself on, and that's how the song came about, bro. And I was at Afro's house when we decided to do the hip hop split, flip the fucking beat and just go crazy on that and have Afro kill the song. We brought REKS on board with that whole split. It's the same song to different beats. I have three MCs here, three MCs here. So I have my first verse here and my second verse over here in the middle. So it was perfect, bro.
That's dope. That's dope. Can you take us like behind the scenes as to what like a session is like? Because nowadays so much of music is done over the internet, right? Like people will send their vocals, send the beat. Oftentimes, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, right? But there is something lost about the energy in the studio, right? You do it over the internet or like you're in person, but you actually go, what I'm saying, like Afro's in LA, you're in LA, you guys meet up and you create
Yeah,
music
word.
organically and share ideas, right?
Yeah.
Take us into like a session in the making of Mind Over Matter Part Two.
So for example, for the excerpts on Mind Over Matter Part 1, that whole session was just memorable too. Just going over to his house and seeing him create the beat on the spot, and then
Wow.
deciding to write to it on the spot. And it's just like very tedious moments. We have the beat playing over and over again, dude. And we're quiet. He's sitting on his desk and I'm sitting on this couch and I'm fucking just, writing away. And he could hear me muttering my way of style, my way of rapping. And, I could hear him muttering and saying his stuff. And he's like typing away, he's not writing, he's not on his phone, he's typing away, like as he's on the computer writing his bars. So it's something new for me to see even, and it all came together perfectly. We on Mind Over Matter Part 2, we did do a lot of online work.
Yeah.
The ideas and the brainstorming of it, everything was already set forth. Like, Mind Over Matter 1 created that. So it was more of like, let's create diversity. Um, Even though it's also a sort of dark, but also lyrical hip hop album, boom bap ish, I also touch base in a lot of like hardships that I went through. Um,
Yeah, it's a very introspective album. You
yeah,
share a lot in this album.
yeah, I was able to break it down now, because I'm not going through it anymore. I'm over it, right? And
Yeah.
I'm not like over it that I lost my family, but over the hardship and the whole brain fog and all that mess, that comes along with it.
Yeah.
I still get triggers here and there or whatever, but it's a lot better now to deal with. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And
Yeah.
I was able to process everything and be able to put it in pen just exactly the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
So I was able to show people exactly, and they can feel exactly what I was feeling at that very moment. It's like
Yeah.
Poet of the Cycle Part 2, like how it starts off straight
Yeah.
off the bat, losing my pops and my brother got me staggered type stuff, So it gets really deep. Um, and also in that, I go bilingual. I speak Spanish, and then I bring out that hot,
Right?
right?
Right
And
out
I
the gate, Mind Over Matter Part 2, like the intro to join, like boom, immediately flipping in bilingual.
my Mind Over Matter was dope. And, you know, it goes off to Red Dawn. I did put in like the beginning of it, the singles kind of close together, but overall it was a pretty nice roller coaster for the crowd to listen to. They listened to it in the order that I set it in with Afro.
Yeah.
It's meant to be listened, not scattered, but it goes like a little roller coaster. But you mean you decide however you want to listen to it, as long as you listen to it. But yeah, some of those records there were just special with just the whole creativity with 1 a.m. in Mind Over Matter Part 1, and you got 3 a.m. over here, you know, but there's 2 a.m. in the middle. So there's something that, you know, I'm talking to, shout out to Carrie, who works in the film industry and, you know, with very big people, movies and all sorts of stuff, and name it, she's there. She's getting into script writing, but we're just brainstorming today about getting the 1 a.m. video. And I don't want to do no big mediocre stuff, so we're getting some real people involved. And you know, she's gonna be
Wow.
the lead of the group of how everything's gonna go down from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. And I just mentioned that I'm gonna break it here that there's a 2 a.m. involved. You know, there's 1 a.m. ended with me crashing and ended up going to the hospital. 2 a.m. is gonna be me waking up at the hospital and ending to where I am at 3 a.m., which is in my house, going crazy bananas, you know, rocking myself in the corner, going back and forth, waiting for apocalypse. Or from, you know, that's how it's going. But that's the hook. So it's all I want the visuals to be perfect, man. Like, you know, it takes a lot of investments, a lot of money, a lot of
Yeah.
people to get it done. And I'm not gonna be rushing on this video that I'm gonna be creating. It's gonna be a 3-part set, and you know, I'm letting people know now how
That's
it's going to be.
dope, bro.
So, yo, that shit is right there.
Yeah.
Much
Shout out
love
to
and respect
Carrie.
to yeah, shout out to Perry. Afro has just been a blessing, you know, like he's a one-man machine. You know, he gets
Yeah,
stuff
he's heavy
done.
with the visuals too.
Yeah, he's crazy with the visuals. You know, he got me help with the Mind Over Matter part, you know, to intro. Um,
Yeah. Did Afro shoot that?
yeah, Afro School shot that. His production shot that. Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
team that helps out with the videos for sure. They're gonna get involved in part 2. Shout out to Casper. Um, yeah, we're gonna get a few videos done right now. I'm just very focused on these bad boys right here. I've got the records coming soon.
Okay, so yeah, so I wanted to ask you about the merch. Okay, so you got the CD.
Yeah, I got the
That's
CD right here,
beautiful. That's
so
dope.
everybody can see. You open it up. It's my label, my record label, designed in the opening, and then this same cover is gonna be on the CD. So check that shit out. That shit's hard.
That's dope, bro. So like if people want to buy that, what's the best way for them to get the physicals?
You contact anybody you know. Contact Afro. He has his set of copies. You know, you could sell out too. I have mine. I have boxes of CDs. Hit me. You know, DM me. You have my number. Hit the line. I'll make sure there's a way to get it to you.
That's dope, man. And
Yeah,
at the
I'm gonna
live
get that site
shows,
up. I'm gonna get that site up and going because the merch is coming. I had a small incident a few months ago when I was getting the merch ready. So unfortunately, I have to rebuy my merch all over again, and that's gonna be done for next month. So by next month, I'll have merch ready. I'm gonna
yeah.
be bringing the classic hoodies and you know all that for the winter because people love hoodies no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta get
so
the black hoodie, right? Everything.
I'm gonna get it going, brother, again like last time. And the vinyls are in order already. Big Duke is
Oh,
helping me.
you are gonna have vinyl for this.
Yeah, everything's gonna be chunky. You know, like my homie Big A. Shout out to Cycle.
That's
Big Dude's
dope.
been helping me a lot. You know, talking to trying to find the right prices for you know the vinyls because it's very pricey. Don't understand
Yeah.
it. Old school
Yeah,
shit. Very pricey.
vinyl's like the your official, right? That's like
It's a
when you have the
luxury, you know.
vinyl,
Like I
right?
like.
That's like, but it's so expensive to do. It's like a whole, it's its own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. That's really,
So
really dope,
it's been a
bro.
crazy adventure, brother. We're gonna have the
Yeah.
whole shebang. I'm gonna get the site going on. I'm gonna get somebody that I know who's studying all that. Shout out to Fernie. He's the one that helped me design for Mind Over Matter Part 1 a few things.
Yeah.
Um, Kingsman, shout out Kingsman is IG, but shout out to him. He's gonna be involved too with the merch.
That's
Um,
dope.
I have a lot of projects with Six Side Army, as you know, Psycho Realm.
Yeah, yeah. So I know I'm trying to like chunk it so that because I know you've been cooking and you know, everybody wants to talk about, you know, Cycle Realm and obviously the Pico Union connection. And I wanted to make sure that we kind of gave this new album its space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
hell yeah. We'll give it its space. We'll talk more about it individually, songs and all that. I have to hear for a reason. We'll break that down.
yeah, I know you're really
That-
proud of it, and I want to make sure that I get a chance to thank you for putting me on the album.
Yeah, I
Right?
put you on the
What an
album for a
honor.
reason. You know what? It was a great idea. Afro, he surprised me with adding you to the end. It was just the perfect way to end the Tales of Uplifting, so it was just something that I really loved, and I had to give you the news when I shot you. As soon as I was at his house when we made that decision, like, yo, throw on Cristopolis on there. He's like, I'm all about credit. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I'm all about credit, and he put you down right away. So
Wow.
yeah, we wanted to give you that shout out and
Appreciate
appreciate you
that, brother.
for doing what you do. You supported
Thank
me
you,
on the
brother.
first project, and you're supporting me on the second one, and before that, we're friends. So
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's an honor, and whether it's visuals, clips, audio, anything we create, feel free to run with it. But it's super dope to like hear it on the album. And you know what's crazy, man? You add the delay, right? The delay, and when the effects from what I normally do in the camera, whoosh, 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 it just sounds really dope on the audio.
yeah, the whole thing with 1 a.m. like having the whole rain, being inside the vehicle and driving there, and I'm like, so me the lady, and I'm like bleeding to death, and I'm like, my vision is like Daisy, and I blurry, and then I end up crashing. It's gonna get very sick. It's
Wow.
gonna be sick. It's gonna be very crazy. The whole mirror, being in front of the mirror in 1 a.m. and like talking to myself, it's gonna get crazy. So I want people to really relive my lyrics, bro. Like my lyrics are very intricate. I write very different than a lot of artists out there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like very different. My styles are different, and I'm trying to bring that old '90s '8 shit back, bro. Like everybody sounds the same, bro. I'm tired of it. Like I get exhausted. Like, and I say that shit with a passion because I'm real hip hop and Afro and all of us. We talk about it all the time, man. It's like, okay, I hear another artist. Like I hear another artist here. I hear another artist there. It's like, nah, you got to be yourself. Back in the day, you knew who it was depending on who you heard. Now it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, who's that? That sounds like this. That sounds like this person. Like everybody's writing the same way, bro, but no one's being unique. So that's something that I kind of wanted to emphasize too. Like, in order for you to like stand out, whether you're gonna have the harsh ones that really hate it, and you're gonna have the ones that really love it, and it's I'm fine with that. Like I don't want nothing in the middle. It's like either you like it or you don't, because that's what happens when you're unique.
That's
Like
true.
it's not difficult to go ahead and copy a style that's already famous and popping, bro. You get what I'm saying?
That's
But for
right.
you to start from scratch and to do something very unique and do something very different, because to every song I'm very different. I just don't rap one way, and that's one thing about the whole project is I show people how to rap on different beats, different ways, bro. Fast, slow, Spanish, English,
Yeah.
precise, or like I switch up the structure of the bars, bro. But I
Yeah.
feel that shit. So it's something that I'm very proud of. Shout out to MZ1. He's part of the Afro Familia. He has a project, the lab project coming with Afro soon. Um, but he's the one that did this last minute. Like he took care of this thing within 2 days. He took care of all this. So shout out to MZ1.
Wow.
He's like he loves this kind of stuff. Besides music, he loves this kind of stuff. So what Afro and I were talking about is our team and our friends, very gifted individuals, man. We have people that do all kinds of stuff.
That's dope, bro. And
Yeah.
so for the album, there's the visual for Mind Over Matter, like the intro, right? Where you kill it. That's where you drop the bilingual flow. Are there any upcoming visuals for the album, that you want to share?
Yeah, we're gonna get the 3 a.m. done, like the 1 a.m. We're gonna follow that. And something I really want to do is definitely the future Dangerous Minds is gonna be a definite video. So when I already brainstormed with Afro and he liked the idea of doing some sort of posse cut type of style.
Yeah. So how many MCs are on there?
So it's a total of four, I think, three, four, five MCs. It's 3 and 3, but I go on there twice, so it's 5 MCs, including Afro. So
Yeah.
we're basically gonna have them come out, do their own video representing their city and their state, since we have different.
Different locations, right? So you got
Yeah,
like Seattle, Boston. That's
yeah,
dope.
and we'll break down to LA, so it won't be LA, California. You know, he's from Bellflower, so
Yeah. So you have like
city of
Bellflower and like
Bellflower,
Pico. Yeah,
LA,
like
Pico
downtown.
Union. Yeah, we'll kind of minimize the whole distance stuff, but yeah, um, that's the plan, bro. That's the plan. Do Dangerous Minds. Let's see what we're thinking of doing. Um, Tales of Rough Living would be even a dope ass video to have with 60 East. Motion Plus, shout out to the new album, Frequencies. It's a sick album that I was also featured on. It's a collaboration between Motion Plus and Afro. And that was a project that
Yeah. That's right. They just dropped the joint.
just dropped it. Yeah, just dropped it. It came out, and I come out on this song that I want you guys to check out. It's called Kill Switch. Dope ass track. Dope ass track. Y'all gotta check out the whole album.
Was that recorded like after this album or was it during?
It was, honestly, I don't know the time frame, bro, because I've been working on so many different projects. It's
You
insane.
have, man. You got a bunch in the tuck.
Yeah, I'm dropping like maybe three projects this year because
Yeah.
I got a cash one. We'll get into it in a bit, but Six Side Army, like I told you, Big Duke album's dropping late this year. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming, bro, and stuff that's already done. Basically, it just needs like one track or the finishing touches of a track. So all this stuff is already done. It's set. It's set on concrete, man. It's done. It's a done deal. All this stuff is gonna come out regardless, because that's
Yeah.
what I've been doing behind closed doors, bro. In the shadows, I've been nothing but work, bro. In real life, I do nothing but work, and then on my off time, I do nothing but this.
Yeah.
Like I'm nothing about music. Like that's what I'm about. So I have nonstop projects, man. I have 86 Inca EP. I got Cash Fun. Shout out to them. I have the Big Duke album. That's the only other album that I'm releasing besides this one. And I have the Kyo Itachi. He's from Paris. We're doing that. He's pretty big. So we have our EP, collab EP with him, Kyo Itachi. We have another EP popping for sure with my boy Architect. But that one is still like talk mode, we're brainstorming, we're still getting
Yeah,
shit
it's
done.
early.
Yeah, but all the other ones that I mentioned are already done. So we just need
Wow.
one track or, finishing touches, like I said, bro, and then all that shit's done deal. It's all
Yeah.
gonna release within this year and next year.
A lot of well-known people. 86 Inca, super well-known. Cash Warner's really well-known. We just talked about your project with Afro, but there's a legend, you know what I'm saying, with Big Duke, right? Like that's hip-hop royalty. Talk to us about the project with Big Duke and how that's coming together and how he's doing also, right? Because the
Yeah,
last time I talked with you, there was some talk about him working on his project, especially now with AI and kind of what that helps to do with voices. Talk to us about your collaborations with him.
well, last week we just finished speaking on that, and we're officially a group. So me and Big Duke, he was very inspired with the songs that I have for his album, and if you see his emotions in his face, and like he was like pumped the fuck up, man, and you see it in his eyes, bro. You see the passion just burning through it. I showed him my tracks, bro. He was inspired. So we're gonna be releasing those singles and having next to my name and having like an official collaboration for the world to also see, and the Psycho Heads and Six Side Army and all of them to see it on his name too, under his name. Man, Emsee Prospekt is part of the team for sure. Because there's been
That's
some
major, bro.
super major, bro, and that's something.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. I
Because I
appreciate
know,
it.
I know, I know, the impact he's had on all of our lives. But you being from Pico Union, you know what I'm saying, and really knowing him in person and being 100% solid with him outside of music, right?
Outside
Um,
of music.
and all of what you've contributed into the work you've done to get to the level of the skill that you currently have, right? This is like full circle right here.
It's endless, bro. It's endless, man. It's something that I can't ask for more, bro. Like like I said on the first interview, I was there with my boys, D Mindset Records. It was a click with three, and all of us would imitate Sakura, Sick Jack and Big Duke parts, the real parts in the room, not knowing that I was gonna be working with him, releasing a project, bro. To say the least, going over to his house and talking, chopping it up. He's like he heard the whole album right there and then. I showed him Dangerous Mind. He's just blown away. Like he's like to hear a legend tell you you're on the right path. What else do you want, bro?
Right.
That shit just took me out. That shit took me out. Um, so for him, you know, like he's selling his merch right now, and he's talking about AI and bringing his voice. But all he has to do is create new lyrics and start getting them done. Involve a good AI that can imitate his voice great, and see what comes of it. But you know, the plan is to get Big Duke back.
Yeah. The technology is there. You know what I'm saying? Um you just gotta get the right model, the right person
That's it.
person, right? You probably can't have too many people involved, right
Well,
person
he
you
has a lot
trust.
of people. He has his team. You know, he
Yeah,
has some people that know AI. You know, people that work with, you know, the script like Cash One. He's very gifted, artistic.
yeah.
Besides the beats that he does, and you know the music. You know, he's part of that music field. Um, yeah, he has his sick jerseys. By the way, jerseys. He has his new original black and gray jerseys. He comes out on the Cycle Run videos, and he has those on sale. So check out the Cycle Shop. If you want to get your jerseys, though, I got some on stock coming from Big Duke's house. I invested in a lot of jerseys,
Oh,
and yeah, I invested in a lot of jerseys. So get at me, DM me for an album, DM me for a Cycle Run jersey, bro. I got you.
that's dope. That's dope, my bro. Now, the project that you have with him, talk to us about that project, right? Because
Uh,
you got a project completed with him, an album completed with him.
yeah.
Talk to us about what that album is. What your role is, what his role is.
Well, Big Duke is the producer. He's a fully produced album from Big Duke himself, from his
Wow.
old stash, his old crates of files of old beats that he created, and that's what we were able to dig into because, like he said his own words when one of my friends was with me at his house. You know, this motherfucker brought me back, and he wants to get back in the scene like that. So he's not playing. He got a few projects with other artists coming forth in the near future, but most definitely, I'm right here about to pop it all off right now, and you know he's very excited to bring some of his old music, old beats back that weren't touched for any of the other albums because he was a producer as well. So we're trying to
Yeah.
get some of those beats. That's why you got Six Side, you got Six Side, one of the singles that we released. That was a flip from Disciples of the Sick. Uh, we have all the other tracks. One of them that sounds very similar, Land of the Lost One, is another major hit that people loved and stuff. That one's a little more fast paced, BPM is a little higher. Um, so it's different speeds. You know, the Six Side one, I'm using a lot of the Sakarum album titles, track names throughout their whole discography, and
Yeah.
using that to create my verses. And you'll be catching the titles like Sick Dogs or whatever. You'll catch titles um, thrown inside my lyrics when it comes down to the verses. Really tune in. But that was something I wanted to do different for the crowd, using the track names of Sakura discography and use that in my verses.
Bro, that's dope, and that's deep, and it kind of shows the honoring of them as a group, what they've done for the culture. They're kind of like they're like a culture. They're like a
They are.
subculture themselves. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I was telling somebody this year that you got Japanese, like really six-siders out there. You know, like we have people all over the world.
Yeah,
Six-siders is big. Sakura heads are big. You know, we have them all over the world. So, you know, Mexico is another big country that loves Sakura.
yeah,
So it just goes on beyond to tell like hip hop is really a universal movement.
yeah,
And we don't. They were pretty big. You know, they were on the front cover of Big Pun, and had a lot of big faces on there. Hebrew and you know was it Cypress Hill? I think it was some other rappers on there, but um, they were involved in the big ass movement back in the '90s. So
yeah.
yeah, big two. We have this big project. I have just one feature on there. I wanted to do it by myself, but Big Duke wants me to link up a little more closer with Big Ace. Big Ace. Shout out to him. We have Counterclockwise. We just released. We have Faces of Boom Bap, Mind Over Matter Part 1. That's Big Ace. We also decided to do a group, and that's the EP that I did not mention that's going to get released. We're already done with that one. We have a few tracks already. A lot of people, we got a lot of great feedback on our chemistry and just the way we sound. And um, so it just happened to make it a group now. So we're definitely a group. We're gonna do an EP. We're working on the next few songs. We got a still producer. named Divine. Shout out to him. That's the majority of the songs on the EP. He's the producer of it. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff popping right now, man. We got a lot of work done. We're finalizing the last track. It's called Pain, Hunger, Down, Hard. That's the fourth single with Big Duke, and that's featuring Big Ace. That's another murder scene right there.
That's dope. That's dope. The project with Big Duke, right? So right now we're kind of in the rollout of Mind Over Matter Part Two. You're showing the CD and it's what's popping right now. But the album with Big Duke, do you have like a time frame of when you think that's dropping?
Oh, that's dropping November, December. So it's gonna be between both of our birthdays. Yeah, Big Duke and I we have a close birthday, so we're gonna do it.
What's your birthday? What's his birthday? So people
November,
can kind of know.
December.
Yeah.
November, December.
Like right there, like right when the months transition.
We've that's important date for me. My birthday's in November. We have my mom's December, and then we have my brother that passed away on the 29th of December. So it's like a very important year. So yeah, I'm gonna do it like around November, December, like between that. But that's
do
gonna
like
be
you could do like a release party like around your birthday and all that.
I mean, things are already settling down with just a little bit of everything. Life itself, had me in a little tangle. So now I'm free. I'm free. Let's just say I'm free. So now I'm free. I'm feeling better. Mind Over Matter Part One, it was like a bit of a mess. Going through the whole loss and stuff, and still being in between it. And also, what's more important is that I was still in the middle of my phases. So, like I said, like my first phase was really focusing on lyricism, writing. My second was, working on delivery. And my third phase, I was in the middle of my third phase, which every phase takes 5 years. So that's how long I've been working on all these different phases.
Wow.
And my third phase was recording. I want to get used to hearing my voice on the headphones. I want to get used to, see what I can do with my voice. So when I talk to my people, I talk to my friends, you listen to my album, it doesn't sound like me. All right, cool. It doesn't sound like me. That's perfect, bro. You see Be Real on his podcast, bro?
Yeah, right.
That's an artist. That's an MC, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing that shit back. Let's go. Yeah. I need to do that individualism type of shit. You can't understand. You can't hear my voice now, but you're going to hear it later when you hear my album, bro. Yeah. And what's beautiful is I can switch it up right now. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Just like Be Real. So it's something I love. The first part was in the middle of my third phase. That was the only thing about that. But this one here is I'm done with third phase. I feel comfortable. I feel good with the headphones on and like being in the studio and really zone the hell out like the way I wanted to do. So that's like a whole masterpiece. I love it. It's a lot of internal type of thinking in here, and like I love it. I tell people like Tales of Rough Living, like what I went through in my life, almost being homeless and living in my car for a bit. And the only thing that got me out of that hole was hip hop. Yeah. So just tough times like that, bro. And Addicted Snowman, crazy story right there, in itself. Addicted Snowman, I'll let people find out about what that one's about. But, it's a struggle, it was things that I can create and having the power of like putting myself as a third person, putting myself in other shoes, and being able to like think from that angle and just think outside the box besides thinking from that angle, thinking outside the box itself. The way my mind just really flows into that state, bro. Like, honestly, like my way of writing in my sessions, bro, at that point, I feel like I'm meditating, bro, because I don't feel my body, bro. I don't feel my hands. It's just my mind and my brain just really just writing things down. And then I have to sometimes snap out of it, bro. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm at my house. Like things like that. It's like shit that I can describe that people don't go through, but I do. Because I really tune out, bro. And it's mind over matter, bro. It really happens when I really write. So it's insane. All the styles that I do, all the structures from fast to slow, Spanish, and I can do all of the above. I do it because I love this stuff, man. It is not for the numbers and not for anything, but tune in. I've had some people that, can relate to this.
That's right.
I've had people that told me, like, they could relate to what I was saying. Trembling hands, too. It's another different hardship right there, So that in itself, like, that's something else. I had a few psycho heads bump that. And that was more like an emotional kind of like going into emotions type of stuff with that whole, having my son and, going through those type of things. But It's all in the story. It's all in the story. It's on the album. It's real stuff. You know, I
That's
need to
dope,
listen
bro.
to that shit, man.
That's dope. The new album Mind Over Matter available right now on streaming sites. They can hit you up for physicals. You talked to us about the upcoming album in November, December with the legendary Big Duke Psycho Realm. But you got a lot of other projects, right? And there's the Cash Wonder, the 86 Inca. What can you share with us as to like things that are coming out soon? Because you've got,
Oh,
a
it
lot of
started.
different things.
It all started already. I released already tracks from those projects. I released Warcry with 86 Ika. That's part of the
Yeah.
EP. And that was released like right after Mind Over Matter Part 1. We have our songs Cash Phone. We already have a few songs. We got another one called uh, Amy At Every Headrest. And that's featuring Afro. And that's another banger to close up the project and release it already. That's the final
Yeah.
thing. It's already done. That's going to get released right after Mind Over Matter Part 2 in 2 months exactly. We're going to
So,
release
and
right
what is
after.
that one? Is that one like an EP?
That's an EP.
Yeah.
It's an EP and it's really gutter, six side army type shit. Like it's really dope. It's bangers. Like they aiming at every headrest. That was dope. It's one of my favorite projects. One of my favorite. So I'm getting in the groove of that little type of style too. It's just a different of everything, man. Making this album, this project, another EP came about, and it's gonna be called yeah, because you hear me in my album, I say real life, real talk. That's gonna be the name of one EP, a project that I really want to work on. True life story events that I went through. I want to make
Yeah.
it in hip hop, because I was struggling like with creating music after part one, just like I was in part one, and I was like, you know what? How about I just tell people what I'm thinking and what's stopping me from writing music? So that's why I was able to create Poet or the Cycle Part Two because I show people what's going on in my mind. Like it's a lot of dark moments, and that's
Yeah.
basically what like everyone goes through dark moments, But
Yeah. Yeah.
I want people to see how dark they can get, and
Yeah.
that's what I did. I wanted to illustrate a dark moment because I'm never gonna go through the dark phase again. I'm not gonna go through this again. Maybe I am, but as of now, I got that locked down now. And I
Yeah.
got everyone to share. It's universal. It's in music.
The you just explained something really interesting. I think a lot of people can get something out of, which is you were a little bit blocked creatively because you were trying to create music and songs, and you said instead of me doing that, let me just talk about what I'm living, and then it flowed.
Yeah, it just came flowing. And once I started creating these songs that just about what I was going through, then all the other stuff started coming out as well. Like the hip
Wow.
stuff, the fun stuff, all that
Yeah.
started coming out as well. So there was no like damn anymore. It was just like it was already cleared out the way. That's when
Yeah.
the baby started coming and flowing. I never stopped. I kept going because I figured it out. What I
Right.
had to
That's
do.
why there's like 3 or 4 or 5 projects now.
So many, bro.
Yeah.
This is
And
happening, bro. I really love this hip hop stuff, man. I'm doing it
yeah.
for the culture, bro. I'm doing it so people can start becoming unique and start like seeing, like, you know what? Like maybe this guy is not popping up, but I'm gonna be here, bro. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna keep pushing this stuff because this is
Yeah.
what I love doing. This is for life, bro. And eventually, I'm gonna start producing. I have all these records back here that were my brother's, hundreds and hundreds of records. I have more records over there, hundreds and hundreds of records, bro, thousands. That I'm gonna start producing. I'm gonna start, doing some stuff with it. So I'm gonna be, using my brother's stuff and using his spirit and his type of music and bringing it into hip hop as well into my future.
That's really dope. Why did your brother have so many records? Like, was he like a producer? Was he a DJ?
He was an artist. He rapped like Bone Thugs and Harmony. He was the one that inspired me to become an artist. And he was very much into music. He's a music fanatic. He's the one that taught me hip hop. So I have
Did he
two
have
brothers.
did he have recordings?
Yeah, to himself, like he had his group and stuff, but they never officially released it on any platform. But I got it from him. He was bilingual. He was a sick Chicano rap artist
Yeah.
who rapped about everything from spirituality because he was a very spiritual person.
Yeah.
Came back from Africa with malaria, which unfortunately took his life. So he was very spiritual, very in tune with the
Wow.
spiritual world and studying ancient history, ancient wisdom. And yeah, he's the one that inspired me to become what I am now. He But his bilingual stuff was insane. So yeah, I got it from my brother, bro. He
That's
inspired me.
beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Again, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. You know, and you've turned it into something incredibly positive. Um, do you have any of those recordings? Do you have? Is there a possibility that at some point you can take, you know, something that he already did and you do something with it and like a collab like thing?
That's slick,
Because
bro.
you know, there's a way now. And producers use it a lot because, like, let's say you have like some recording and you want to get the sample without the voice, and there's a way to remove the voice. And the same way you could do that, you can remove like if he was, you could create acapellas. You can create acapellas nowadays that exists. So if you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
something, bro, save those.
I
You know what I'm
will.
saying?
I had to find out about that stuff because there was some song that my homie Big Ace shot me,
Yeah,
and he had put his vocals on top of this beat, and the beat was just like red zoning. It sounded bad on the speakers and stuff, you know.
yeah,
So we had to figure out that program or that tool that you get that divides
yeah.
everything, all the sounds and puts them in different layers.
Yeah, you could pull things out. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily perfect, but it's getting really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's getting really good now. Yeah,
Yeah,
all this stuff
that's
is pretty amazing, bro. Like this whole hip hop era is really revolutionizing to something with all this technology and stuff. It's pretty cool, but also at the same time, it's like you hear that song, pockets getting bigger. You know, like I'm like, damn, bro. Like AI created music. You got artists that are AI and people don't know and they think they're real.
oh yeah,
You know, I met two already, two artists that are huge right now. People think they're real, and I'm just like, bro, like I know these are AI, bro. Like, and Big Duke has shined me up on one of them. The other artist is from Mexico and he's blowing up. Like he has like 80,000 followers, but he's AI. Just people don't know. There's a lot of models and stuff that like become
yeah,
famous.
yeah. Like these little, especially the little snippets, like
Yeah,
little
it's all the
15-second
same.
snippet.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
crazy,
trust it
but
no more, bro.
yeah, this is insane, bro. I mean, I'm real. Check me out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
think
man.
that I think that increasingly that live performance and the stories of you with Afro, you with Big Duke, you those organic human connections, the value goes up because you don't have to be in the same room. You don't even have to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like so the fact when there is the more human connection there is, that value goes up.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are losing touch with those indoor sessions, studio sessions.
yeah,
Um, those are vital. I don't like to. I don't work with anyone. None of my projects are to be released with anyone that I haven't met before, besides Kyo
wow,
Itachi.
wow, wow.
Everyone else I've met in person. I've gone to their house. We've ate together. We broke bread
Yeah,
together. One way or another, we're involved, like in person, real relationships, and
yeah,
that's how I like to keep it. I don't
yeah.
like to be involved with other artists that I have not met because the energy and the chemistry is very important for you to make explosive music.
That's
I
dope.
believe in that, bro. I believe in that strongly. So
That's
that's just the
dope.
way I think, bro, and just the way that I apply the way I think with my music, bro. It's the way I am in life.
Yeah. You mentioned the only person that you haven't actually met in person that you've created with is the producer from Europe, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
talk to us about that cat because we haven't unpacked
I
that
was
one.
I was influenced with a song that Afro did with him. Um, and guy's a killer, bro. He works with a lot of sick artists, and
What's
I
his
had to
name?
get Kyo Itachi's Kyo, and then Itachi like the anime.
Yeah,
That's Sasuke's older brother.
yeah,
I think it's yeah, it's Itachi. So it's Kyo Itachi, and he wears the mask. Same thing with the anime stuff, and he's really great at what he does. He's pretty big producer. He's well known. He's worked with a few great artists, and yeah, he got my attention when he worked with Afro, and I was just like, you know what? Let me contact him. His beats are fucking crazy. So I released that song, um Letter to My First Son.
okay.
That's Kyo Itachi. That's a single that I released already. That's from Kyo Itachi. So I've released songs for all these projects that I'm talking to you about. I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
songs
you
that are
got
already
all the
released.
singles out there.
Everything's out there already, brother. The work is done. So all the singles for all these projects I've spoken to you about, they're out already. It's like already set in stone.
Yeah. So and then so
Crazy, right?
the
So the
you've
whole
been
idea
busy,
behind it,
bro. You've
the
been
whole idea
cooking.
behind it, I told Afro, I was like, yo, I need to experiment something. One year I want to release the album. Boom, 33K streams. Mind Over Matter Part 1, 33,000.
Wow.
Fantastic. I was like, dope. It accumulated to that. And I was just like, all right, let me try this out. And the following year, I'm going to release just nonstop singles every month. Boom. December, I released 4 singles, I believe. 4 singles in December to end it with a bang. Because this year is just nonstop projects release. I'm not, I actually decided to release some singles anyways, just to kind of use it as promotion purposes for the projects coming out. So I'll
Yeah.
be doing aiming at every hair for Cash One. I'm gonna be doing that in 2 months. So, but mostly it's all projects, bro. All projects this year. So you got what Mind Over Matter Part Two, July. You got December's Big Duke album. That's already
Yep.
220 albums for the year. And in between that, I'm gonna be doing EPs. And
Got it.
2 months from this, it's gonna be Cash One Six Side, and then after this, it's gonna be more than likely it's gonna be 86 Inca. So
Yeah.
everything's bound, everything's already stacked up.
Got it. So I'm doing a mental map. We got Mind Over Matter, and then we're gonna do you're gonna do
Six Side
the
Army Cash One,
right, the cash one, and then you're gonna do the 86 Inca. And
more
86
than
Inca,
likely.
man, he's known for like that revolutionary, you know what I'm
Audio B,
saying? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Fight the power. Talk to us
We
about that
might we might
project.
have to switch the styles up, bro. And I have Mexica Viking that I have, and Warcry from that whole project, the EP with 86 Inca. Those are the 2 singles I've released from them. So
Oh,
now, maybe we are gonna get political, because maybe I gotta switch up to, because it was supposed to be a raw boom bap hip hop. But now
yeah.
you know what? You're making me thinking. Since he is real revolutionary, I mean, we might include
You
some
know,
some facts. Real
I've
facts
known
too.
what I know about 86 Inca. It's with a lot of artists that are really outspoken about, especially right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the last 2 years, everything that's been happening with, stuff with the current administration, especially in LA, right? And 86 Inca is a producer and an artist that's been very active and active with other artists.
Yeah, he's a close friend of mine. His name's Audio P. He's
Yeah,
behind the 86 Inca.
yeah,
He's down Mexican, but pastime and all
yeah,
that. But it's been a journey with him. I kind of want to dig into his head a little more before I continue this project and really
yeah,
learn more about all this situation. But overall,
yeah,
it's a very sensitive topic to touch.
yeah,
I think for everyone.
yeah.
And I don't really want to go into details because it is pretty sensitive and I don't want to touch base into it, but yeah,
Yeah.
that project is it's supposed to be a raw boom bap hip hop project. Um, so far those 2 singles, Mexica Viking and Warcry. I'm thinking the Warcry is going to be a little bit. The visuals are going to be revolutionary, but I don't think it's a good idea to touch base on some topics
Yeah.
right now. As of now, but I have to have a conversation with him.
What's the Mexica Viking? Because that's such a dope concept, right?
Yeah, what I talk about is pretty cool. It's crazy. I use the whole idea of like the Mexican fighting blood, like boxers. How they use their will and their passion just to blow it
Yeah.
all out at the end. But also the Vikings were very similar. So I use the whole idea of like the scenery is like a Viking shit rowing, but it's like the blood of Mexicans, Vikings, because we use that type of will and force to like kind of impact it. That was like kind of like the style, the feeling, the energy of that
Yeah.
song right there. So it's
That's
like a
dope.
bull bap lyrical type shit too.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the concept. What's crazy is that the Vikings made it to North America. Like, like I don't know when, bro. Like before, way before the Europeans, they were the first that came up into like Canada and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
they're contemporary with I don't know which civilization was already here. I don't know if it was the Olmecs, the Mayans, the Aztecs, but they were in the Americas, even though it's further north. They made it up there, bro. They're savages, bro.
Yeah,
They
I
crossed the
know. I know. I
ocean in
love
their
that.
little boats.
I love the whole belief of Allah. You know, you don't die, you die anymore, and just the whole thing is just something that I'm very amazed by, bro.
Yeah,
I've always loved it. My brothers and my pops, that's all we would watch. Viking stuff, this and that. Troy. Right now, there's a movie out. I just went to a Universal City Walk just yesterday, and
yeah.
there's like a big wooden horse
Oh,
right
because
next to
the
Universal
Odyssey.
Studios. Exactly for the movie. And I didn't know. I haven't seen previews. I don't really watch TV like that, but
They put the Trojan horse in City
exactly,
Walk.
yeah, right in the front, bro. Right in the front of the movie theater, bro. And it's huge. So people are
How
like,
big is it?
it's huge, bro. It's huge. I'm telling you, like people are taking pictures, but you have to look up. And I was telling the person I was with, I was telling him about the history of it. You know, like there was a bunch of soldiers who didn't have a chance in this battle,
Yeah,
and they prized this wooden Trojan horse to the kingdom, to the king, for some sort of peace treaty and stuff. And they snuck in soldiers inside this wooden Trojan horse. And at night, when everyone was sleeping, they got out of this Trojan horse and they attacked the kingdom. That was like a backstory I did. But
yeah,
like all this stuff is just like it's pretty sick, man. Like I love it. I love this whole Viking stuff. Like
yeah.
I like yeah.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
But
And for the project that you have with Kiyotachi, when is that joint coming out?
I'm not sure yet, bro. I have these three other beats I'm kind of just sitting on. I'm just
Yeah,
sitting on them, bro, until like
yeah,
I feel that switch it because there's some songs, some beats that I have to do that. I have to
yeah,
do that whole thing with just waiting, bro. I feel uncomfortable, but just waiting, bro.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
waiting a little bit and until I feel something, and then I go back to it, and then I feel like exactly what to talk about. So it's just a
yeah,
matter of waiting it out. Whatever hits the strings first are the ones that get my attention first.
yeah,
But sometimes Afro's telling me he has a deadline for these tracks, so I have to kind of kill it before October.
yeah,
So all these deadlines are important. Normally, I send it back. You can ask Afro. You can ask anyone I work with. I send it back within 3 days or so.
yeah,
Normally, on the same day, the day of, I get the beat, I kill it, bro. And then,
yeah.
I can wait. We have Trapdoor's new album that's gonna come out. Besides the one he already released, we have another part coming. And
Wow.
I'm involved in that project as well. And all that stuff is done. All those tracks that I'm involved in, they're done too, you know. And the other group that I'm telling you, they killed those 2 tracks. For the Big Ace and Cyclone EP, we have 5 tracks on there, and I killed that already. So it's just a
Yeah.
lot of work that I've been doing behind, closed curtains, behind the scenes. And people are finally gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor, bro.
Yeah, man. This is a big year. And not only this year, I think you're already set up for next year. It's like you got a window of like 18 to 24 months of steady releases.
Yeah, steady releases, brother. That's
That's
the whole
dope.
plan, bro. Just being consistent, not really leaving a gap at all anywhere. Just dropping stuff now. This is
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. And something that I have to improve is, like I'm out of that dark space. It's time to do performances. It's time to do shows.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Talk
know?
to us about that. Are you is there anything coming up?
No, I mean, there's a few things in the works. I have a person that asked me to come out to Las Vegas for a big show, and that's in November. So, I have that show that was offered to me. I'm working with this person. She's gonna be my future manager, more than likely when things start getting busy. Her name's Love Dove.
Yeah.
Um, she's a big six-sider. She helps out Big Duke a lot, and she's involved with Hustle Music and a lot of other big groups that
Right, so she knows the business and she's been working with Psycho Realm.
she's worked with so many artists. She was just with Drummer Boy just the other night.
Wow.
She's with all these other famous people. They know her. Be Real, they talks to her. Like
Yeah.
she has very deep connections, and she's a promoter. So she has a lot of power within that whole performance scene. Um, Someone like that's strong, like Big Duke said, someone that's strong and that's very certain of what she does, and she's all about business. You can't you can't lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to build a group that can possibly assist me for a launch. and get me busy with performances. She mentioned to me involving me at a show, so she's gonna, play her cards and let me know what's up. But I need to have Afro set me up, get my set ready, and I need to choose the songs that I'm gonna be doing because I'm also gonna be choosing songs from part one for people to hear. Like letting go, So ahorita ando mi demo on this call. Yeah, just get that shit done. So it's just crazy, man. I'm ready for everything for off the come, bro. And PX is definitely gonna be on there, bro, when I perform. And maybe that's it. Maybe those two joints and then just move on to Mind Over Matter Part 2 and just kill the rest. So
Yeah.
definitely Dangerous Minds, both verses.
Right.
Switch that up. Um, yeah, a lot of people love Misery Loves Company, bro. Like, I was so surprised. So many people told me Misery Loves Company, um, Poet of the Cycle Part 2. Like I had a shout out to Jen. She's one of my biggest friends, biggest fans, and she's been one of my biggest supporters. And she told me she did that Addicted Snowman, and she told me the whole album just really um gives the audience a good understanding of that dark space, that the inner thought, the inner dialogues, the reflections, the the tendencies, the struggles, you name it, and the hip hop stuff is there. Raw and Spectacular is a hip hop joint. Dangerous Mind is a hip hop joint. Mind Over Matter Intro is a hip hop joint.
Yeah.
Red Dawn is a hip hop joint. So like that's some raw shit that I wanted to introduce to the world too and show people what I do. Besides that,
Yeah. Well,
and
and
we
some
got
of your poetic side, right? Because you're a writer. You know what I mean? So it's like there's the bars, but then there's the emotion and the
the
thoughts, right?
emotion, the real life stuff, and
Yeah.
I wanna kind of be a little bit more diverse. So we're gonna create that real life, real talk with real like occurrences and real life stuff, and then we're gonna go to the fun playing stuff where I've already created a few tracks where I do like some different type of music. It's not hip hop. It's gonna do something more like the radio stuff, and I do fast rapping stuff too on it. And
Yeah.
I finished that track already. I finished two tracks of that genre that I'm gonna be introducing myself to the world to, because I feel more fun. Like I entering this other genre that people are excelling in. I have fun with it, bro. Like I really have fun with it. I feel like I have more fun doing another
Yeah.
genre, bro. So we'll see how that goes too, bro. We have a lot of things I want to work. I'm gonna be doing this special these special films with Afro. We'll see what happens. He has a lot of great ideas. But
Yeah. A
besides
lot
that,
of work coming.
a lot of work coming, bro. I'll be submitting a lot of stuff for the movie industry, for voiceovers. Because I can do so many things with my voice now that I've kind of like played with it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like throughout my album, you hear a lot of tone switches, a lot of different things that sounds like I'm like jumping in or like stopping and recording again or punching in. But it's my switch of vocal cords. I can switch it up as I'm saying one word. I can switch to a different tone now. I can do
Yeah.
so many different things with my voice, and it's pretty interesting what I can do. So like this is something I was able to play with a little more. Who Am I was another proud track. That's how I ended the Mind Over Matter Part 2.
Yeah.
That track for me, Who Am I, was something that I had. That hook was done like maybe 10 years ago. It's something I've always had in my head. Who am I? The one that's dead on a higher deck. Who am I? So all that whole thing was always in my head, bro. And I was just waiting for the right beat. And I was just like, you know what? Who Am I is gonna come in. So that was the creation of Who Am I too. And I see a lot of things that were there, like the spiritual warfare and all that stuff, like the darkness. You just gotta. I started hiking again. I went to Seattle, Washington. I met up with Golden Buddha. Get the Youngster was around the block. So I do my own things to kind of like release besides the music.
Yeah.
But all this stuff is gonna be it's gonna get wild, bro. This is just the start. Mind Over Matter Part 2 was just the beginning of a lot of things that are gonna be sprouting up.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I can't wait for people to hear what I could do. Because this is just like stuff. This is considered sort of new stuff mixed together.
Yeah.
But I want people to really see my potential when it comes down to a lot of other things. Like when it comes down to Spanish, I didn't focus a lot on Spanish stuff here, but I wanted to show people on part of the cycles too that I could do it still, and to not forget. I am bilingual, and I am gonna come and massacre that part of
Yeah.
the genre too, bro. I'm not, something about me, bro, is I'm competitive, and then people can hear it on my tracks. I'm competitive, and a lot of people are like turning. I feel like turning into like greenies. Like I don't know, they're pretty weak. I feel like competitiveness is hip hop. You see
That's
Jay
how it
Z
started.
now.
The origins of hip hop was really breakdancing and battling each other to not fight. It was a form of well, we're gonna dance we're gonna dance and we're gonna have crews. Then that went to the MCs and what MC could rock the crowd, what
Right?
DJ could get it more live. The battles of graffiti artists. Hip hop has always been about competition.
Yeah, I feel we need to maintain that. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to maintain that spirit of competitiveness. I'm here to maintain the 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 thought of like wanting to become unique and not copy no one else.
yeah,
Like that's very necessary right now as we speak. So that's something
yeah,
that I'm doing. And hopefully, in the years to come, people start realizing the work and effort that I'm putting in with all the styles and what I'm trying to do with this movement, with this whole hip hop stuff, with Afro Familia, with Afro, with Big Two. I have a lot of very powerful people surrounding me that are helping me, that are willing to, put their hands in the line to mix and master. Shout out to Afro. He mixes and masters. He spins. He does the scratches. He
yeah.
does a lot of stuff. And I appreciate him for that. I appreciate everyone, all my supporters, everyone who supported me from day one. My childhood friends who like didn't believe in me and didn't support me, and for all the ones that did, I appreciate every one of you because it's all a lesson, baby. And I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it going, man. I wanted to thank you, especially, bro, for
Thank
holding
you,
it
brother.
down for me and the projects. And first and foremost, we're brothers first, and the
Thank
rest
you,
goes
brother.
after. So salute and thank you for this
Thank
this
you, my
um
brother. I appreciate you so
short
much.
interview.
Mind Over Matter Part 2 available on all streaming platforms. And you heard it here. Album with the Big Dude production, multiple EPs, Cash Wonner, 86 Inca, another joint coming with Kiyotachi from France. My brother been working.
Been working, brother. It's you. I've been seeing your work too, brother. So, hey, we gotta talk, bro. I'll be taking the flight soon if I have to, bro. And we'll get together, bro. But
Thank
it's
you,
all
brother.
love. Thank you for supporting the hip hop and supporting the genre and the movements and everything. I love what you do, bro. From day one, I told
Thank
you
you, my
this.
brother. And it's
Thank you for
mutual,
everything.
my bro. You've been crushing your lyrics and your flow, the intensity, everything is at the highest level, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, brother. I'll tap
Thank
in
you, my
soon,
brother.
man. I got you. I'll give you a call,
Yep.
bro.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
my brother.
brother. Thank
It's
you,
a man.
guys.
Peace.